Hello and welcome to my studio journal. Now back in 2022, I started to redesign my home studio, shifting from software to hardware for the first time. What began as a few videos for some curious students soon became an ongoing unfiltered record. Okay, so far so good. Now, the next thing to do is get all of the power up and running. So I'm going to get all the power plugged into the power units. We're going to see if everything at least turns on, and then we're going to go from there. So this is what it looks like back here right now with everything plugged in. As far as the power, what do you do with this? It's a 6-foot cable and it's going from there to there. There's no really good way to kind of manage that, especially if it's a rack system like this rather than straight up and down. So that means all these mixing cables are going to be going over here. Now we should see if everything powers on the front. Let's see what happens. We know that nothing's changed down here with the, where is it? I can't find it. With the MPA. That's on. The VLA is on. We go over to here. I have to remember where the power switch is on this one again. Over here we have the trans X going on. We have the trans Y going on. Now let's see what happens here. We flip this on. Looks like we got some power there, so that's good. Let's take a look here. Now this is the other compressor, the VCA compressor. Okay, we have, okay, so we have, I wonder if it's just a setting. If I turn everything here as to Y, oh, that's why, okay. If I turn the expander on there, okay, that goes out. Anyhow, so then this is all set, okay, this one, let's see here, that turns on, that EQ turns on. That EQ turns on. So it looks like everything is all set to go. All right, so it's getting a little late at night. It's 10 o'clock, but I still have time. Everything's powered on. But am I actually going to get all this stuff hooked up tonight? Well, I don't know. That's actually a tall order because there's a lot of plugs to go through before I even start doing this, because I'm making some changes and that sort of stuff that I head on over to my computer, work out the patch bay diagram as to where things are going to go before I start hooking things up. I won't commit it to actually labeling until I'm pretty confident that I got everything set up the way it's supposed to get set up. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to head on over to the computer and start working on the layout of the patch bay. All right, so this is patch bay number 2, and I think I'm actually going to start trying to wire that right now. So we have machine ins and machine outs. We have Akai Force's ins and outs. We have the Modi X, we have the Mini Freak, the Hydra Synth, we got the Roland, and then SPO4 ins and outs. And then we have the DeepMind 12, and then this right here. So all of these, basically this gets cut in half, and this is 12 on the top and 12 on the bottom, making up the 48 patch bay. So anyhow, the point is that all of these are going to lead into, except for the ends of the machine, Akai Force, and SP404, all of those are going to run into the mixer. The mixer then is going to run into the last 2 points of the patch bay, the Zoom 17 and 18, and that 17 and 18 is going to run out to the bus on the USB return on the Zoom mixer. That's the idea. I'll be able to hear any of this stuff at the time, and if I want to patch out any one of these directly into the Zoom mixer, bypassing the mixer altogether. We're going to start working on this and give it a try. Okay, so let's look at this. We redid the patch bay just a little bit. So this one down here is the second patch bay, which ties everything into the MX822, the submixer. But up here what we have is, this is all for going into the Zoom. So these are all zoom tracks for channels 1 through 20. So the first thing is the submixer for the Behringer gear up top with us semi-modulars. Then it goes to the Korg Monologue, then it goes to the Mini Brute, then it goes to the Drum Brute, then Nifty Case, then this is the second submixer for all the Korgs. Then this is simply channel 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, do I have those named right? 14, 15, 16. Now when it gets to 17 and 18, these two channels are where the Art Mixer plugs in. So we got the Zoom patch bay all set up and the stereo patch bay with all the Art Pro MX822 channels here. And now the rest down here is going to be all the compressors. So that's the thing I'm going to work on next is mic preamps and compressors and EQs. And now we have the third patch bay here. So the VCA compressor are these two. Then I have the MPA preamp here, tube compressor here, the FET mic preamp here, the FET compressor here, and then the two EQs left and right. A couple of spaces here to add in more things. But then I have the Volt. It's for ins and outs right here. So then that means that we should have the whole interface hooked up. So now the next thing is to print this off, cut it out, and then attach it to the patch base. If you'd like to follow the full journey, check out my online studio journal linked in the description. Until next time, I'm just a music teacher having fun. Catch you on the next one.